Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Sherrard Show. I'm your host, Sherrard. Happy Monday to you, ladies and gentlemen. We have a very special episode today. We have a wonderful fashion model as well as actress. She's been on Hulu and she's been on NBC as well as Spectrum. She's a very busy young lady, and my goodness, fascinating to have her on the show. We're going to be speaking to the lovely Christina Pellerin shortly on the Sherrard Show. But before we begin, the Sherrod Show is currently trending on the Pure Essence television network, where you can see some of the greatest episodes now trending, from the Soulsters to the Temptations, the Four Tops, and many more. Just click the link on below and you can see the greatest episodes of your life. It's also brought to you by iHeartRadio. If you missed this broadcast on television, you can also listen to it on iHeartRadio, where you can click the link and just smile and drive. And then lastly, it's brought to you by my Rah Rah shoe collection, where every $1 goes to the fight for the cure for lupus. Well, ladies and gentlemen, few people are more busy than this young lady. She comes all the way from Houston. She's been doing so many great things in the industry. I'm excited. She's articulate, and I hear she's an incredible saleswoman as well. The lovely Christina Pellerin, first time on the Sherrard Show. How are you, young lady?
Hi, I'm great. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's so awesome having you on as well. Now, Christina, a lot of people have a very interesting story about how they started in the industry or what caused them to move out in LA. But your story seems even the most interesting. Tell us a little bit about your story.
Really? Okay. I mean, thank you for saying that. I think it is pretty interesting. So I started dancing professionally. So I think that's really what brought me out to LA. I grew up in Houston, started dancing, danced in high school and college. And once I got to college, I ended up starting to dance for the artist Beyonce. And so once I did that, I knew I needed to move to LA and continue dancing. And so that's what brought me out to LA. I moved here to dance professionally and to keep going. And so, yeah,
You actually went to school for dance. Is that correct? You got a degree?
I did. I attended Sam Houston State University. At the time, they had one of the top dance programs in the nation, like at least in the top 20. And so I had a small scholarship. And so I studied ballet and modern, specifically with them. And once I started doing more hip hop and, heels choreography, I realized that's really what I wanted to do. I didn't want to be a concert dancer. I wanted to dance for different artists. And also while I was there, I had ended up dancing for a country singer, which was, not many people have done that. So I think, I've had a pretty interesting ride and journey with dance.
Dancing with for a country singer. So what were you doing? Some hold downs? Where you kind
No,
of.
I mean it was jazz choreography. It was like jazz funk is what they call it. So it's like a mix of jazz and hip hop choreography. I was the first black girl to. I guess this was the first time he had dancers. We made the cover of the Houston Chronicle. They called those belt buckle bunnies, and my picture was on there with the artist as well. So that was one of like the first things that I was like, oh yes, I love dancing. I love dancing in concerts. I love having an audience out there to feel their energy. And so that was probably the first moment I really knew. I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do.
It's interesting because you've been so busy. You've done a Hulu commercial, Spectrum. You work for Disney as well. Most people would only have those kind of gigs in a lifetime, if at all. But do you count yourself very fortunate to be so busy and have such prestigious gigs that you've modeled and acted for?
Yeah, I would say one, I always put God first. Like I think God is, you know, God and hard work. Yes, I think, it's a bit of God and blessings, but I also work hard. I'm very, very driven. I'm like, okay, what's next? What do I need to do to get to the next level? And so I'm always pushing myself. I give myself a goal of how many bookings and different things that I want to do. So, and I'm pretty versatile. Not only can I dance, I'm a strong actor. And also I'm very commercial. A lot of people hire me for like the girl next door vibes. And so I mainly do that, I would say, in commercials. But I also, like for Netflix, they did the live experience of Bridgerton and where I played the queen, and it was the live experience in LA. And so it was very big. It was a big thing that was going on. And so that was an amazing experience as well. That's one of the highlights, I would say, of my career.
Very interesting because so many people would dream to be a dancer for Beyonce, and you actually landed it. You actually know the whole family. Is that correct?
Yeah, so I would say the reason I started dancing with Beyonce is because of her sister, Solange. I started dancing with her first and touring the world, and then that led to me dancing for Beyonce and also Kelly Rowland and many other artists because they have a reach in so many different lanes and different styles of R&B. So then I ended up dancing for Mario, Rhianna, Kanye West, and so many different artists. So, but yeah, so I feel like I have a pretty good resume. I've danced for Kelly, Beyonce, and Solange, and so I think that's a pretty big thing.
So it's not hard for you to land your next gig when they see your resume, because if you can dance with Beyonce and Kelly and Mario and all that, they just know you can dance. Is that correct?
Uh, it's correct. I mean, at that time, it did help a lot, but I would say now, the lane of dance is a bit saturated, so you have to find different ways to kind of diversify that. And I would say it helped. Not to say it did not help at all. It did really help me get a lot of different gigs, but I would say my hard work and training, staying in class, learning all the new styles, figuring out social media, all of those things did play a role in my success and me continuing to be successful. So, yeah.
I often ask this to many actors and actresses when they become very successful, even when they've done it for a long time, do they feel like they've arrived? Most say no.
No, and if I'm honest, like I was just telling you, I was on with my therapist. That's one of the things we're working on is me really sitting and seeing the weight of all of my achievements because I am constantly climbing that ladder and I never stop on the step to kind of look out and see what I've achieved and see what I've done. I think I'm always constantly getting to the next, going to the next. And it has some great benefits. But I think you also have to stop and realize all you have done, all the blessings you have, how talented you are. So that's one of the things I'm working on. I'm a workaholic. I am a striver. I don't give up. And so I think me having that type of mindset has kept me just to keep going and not really realizing all that I've done. I would not say, if I had to be honest, I don't know if I would consider myself as having arrived. I feel like there's so much more that I want to do and I want to keep going. So yeah.
So if you had to define your definition of success, or even what you would want to say, I've done this, now I've arrived, what would that be?
I mean, one of the things I'm learning as an artist is success is being able to be an artist, to create art. Like, I think we all were put here to create. And I think it's a beautiful thing that we can create. We can create our own art. My art is going to be different than your art. And so I think for me, that has changed with my definition of success. And that's true success is being able to create art. Someone might not be able to appreciate it just, as someone that might be able to, but nonetheless, it's art. It's beautiful and it comes from me and it's not like anyone else's art. So I would say I would consider myself successful because I've been able to create so much art within the entertainment industry.
Very good. For those who just tuned in, we're speaking to the lovely Christina Pellerin about her success and a definition of success. And in my book, she has arrived. If you look at her resume of all the things she's done, it's quite impressive. Now, Christina, for those who are watching, what kind of advice would you give them? Because, so many people would give anything to be where you are right now, but they see the glory, but they don't know the real story.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, it's hard work. I give a lot of that to my parents. They taught me so much discipline. They taught me, the beauty of doing the work behind the closed doors. Like, we grew a lot of our own food as a kid. And yeah, you could come to our house and see all the beautiful plants, but you didn't see us tilling the soil. You didn't see us putting the different seeds down. You didn't see my dad teaching all of us how to drive a tractor so we could do so much different things. So I think it's all that hard work that people don't realize that you have to put in it, and you have to constantly continue to do that. Year after year, you have to reinvent yourself. You have to say, okay, what else can I do this year? You have to run it like a business and look at what worked, what didn't, what can I do differently, what would I like to do, and how can I make it my own? And so I think you have to have a business mindset as well to really get there, but also realizing it takes rest. Every 7 years you have to let the soul kind of rest. So it's like, when are you supposed to rest and when are you supposed to work? And I think it's just the balance of those two things and the discipline I've learned and the passion I do. You know, I have a really strong passion for dance and for entertainment and for acting. And I think if I didn't have that, I wouldn't be able to do this. So first, do you have the passion for it? Do you truly, truly, truly love it? And that's what's going to keep you going in those hard times when it's not looking the way it's supposed to, when you aren't feeling successful, when you aren't booking the jobs. It's the passion behind it as well. So I think those things, I hope that's helpful, but that's what I would say.
Very, very helpful. Now, we're getting questions from the audience already, and we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll take some of your questions. Then I got an interesting question to ask for Christina as well. I'm Sherrod. We'll be right back right after this.
I'm wearing a shirt, actually, that's called Make America Italian Again. What's that all about? Now, Mike, tell us a little bit about what Cobra Kai...
You just called me Mike, I love it, because I'm just that good.
And I was 5, and I was just like, I didn't know what it meant, but I was like, I know if I say this, it's going to be funny. So I was just like, a mom bounces checks.
Kanan, I'm doing an interview here. Look at Sean Kanan. He's on TV all the time. I'm on TV for 1 second.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Sherrod Show. I'm your host, Sherrod, for a very special Monday conversation with the lovely Christina Pellerin, the fashion model, the actress, and the all-out passionate young lady doing big things in the industry. So what is your dream job, Christina? Would you say, yeah, okay, you know, I've done this, I've done that, I've done this, but I have a dream job. What is your dream job?
So my dream job now, you know, it's changed. With dance, at first it was to say dance for Beyonce, go on tour. But with acting, it's booking, you know, landing that amazing role. I want to win an Oscar one day. I do see myself winning an Oscar, so it would be something with acting, I would say, you know, just picking. I love Spike Lee. I love Denzel Washington. I love all of those artists, Al Pacino. And so I want to be in that type of role one day. So to book an amazing movie and win an Oscar, I think is my goal with acting.
Very good. Well, we have time for a few questions.
Yes, for sure.
Okay. All right. Very good. All right. Now, this is from Sean. This is from Sean Mathers. He is located all the way in Savannah, Georgia. He said, you're quite a beautiful young lady and you're as talented as well. His question is, so you can grow produce. What kind of produce do you grow?
So if people don't know, I grew up in the South. I grew up in Texas, but I originally grew up in Louisiana. My dad had a lot of land, and we grew a lot of okra. Right now, I would consider myself a plant mom. I have beautiful ivy plants, fig trees, and things like that in my house. But I am working to learn how to grow fruit and produce on my balcony. My dad always encouraged me to do that. So yes, I have a foundation in that. We do corn, okra, tomatoes, cucumber, squash, everything. And I think it was a beautiful culture because your aunt would pass by and you'd give her a bag of okra. So I do want to incorporate that in my life in living in LA. Like I would love to pass out the beautiful produce that I grow. So that's on the list of being super busy and not only being talented, but learning how to grow my own food. I'm really big in health and nutrition. So I go to the farmer's market a lot. That's one of my favorite things to do on Sundays, go to the farmer's market. So I'm not growing my own produce yet, but I did grow up doing that. And so it's on the list.
Very good. Thank you. And Sean, thank you for your question as well. This one is from Tina. This is from Tina. She is from Griffith, Indiana. She said it's an incredible interview with the lovely Christina. Her question is, which Beyonce videos were you in? And which Kelly videos you were in as well?
Okay, so the last Beyonce video I did was Black is King. That was where she did the movie for, I think it was Disney. So that was the last video, but I did most of my stuff with when she did Who Runs the World Girls. Like I was in that video. I did the Billboard performance and a couple of other performances. And Kelly, I did a tour with her. She was on, this was when I kind of first moved here. She was on some tour. I wasn't in any of her videos, but it was a tour that we did. So I have to look back and see which tour that was. But yeah, I have footage of it. I'll post it on my social media.
Okay, very good. Now, did you tour with Beyonce as well?
So I did spot dates with her. It was more just like a lot of different spot dates and things like that.
Very good. Thank you, Tina, so much for your question. Time for one more. This is from Mallory. Mallory, she's all the way from Tallahassee, Florida. She said, I love when Sherrod has such talented people on the show and ladies as well. Her question is, do you get most of your gigs from booking agents or just from being in the right place at the right time?
Yes. So how I started in Houston, I did not have an agent. It was finding small auditions just through hearsay. That's how I started dancing for Solange. It was just like I heard about the audition, I went. But once I did move to LA, I had a resume, so a lot of agencies wanted to pick me up. I just chose the agency that I wanted, and then they started booking me a lot of different things and reaching out to the choreographers I already had worked with, or the tour managers I had already worked with them, letting know I'm in LA and ready to book. And so, yeah, so most of those dance jobs in LA were through an agent, but in Houston, it was just through hearsay.
Very good. Thank you. Now, the audience want to know if you have anything upcoming that they can be able to support.
Yeah, I'm working on my podcast with one of my best friends. I have it posted on my social media. It's called Not Another Podcast, where we're talking about different conversations, a lot about dating, but also like going through therapy, what it is to be in the entertainment industry. So please follow me. My Instagram is Chrissy, ChrissYLA. And that's where you can have all the links to all of the other things I'm working on. So, yeah.
Now, when are you going to start your first episode on your podcast?
I've posted one on YouTube. So we just started posting it. We shot it during the summer. We're just getting around to editing it and putting it together. So first episode is out. We're working on the second episode.
Congratulations to you, young lady. Any final thoughts?
I just want to send love out to everyone, and whoever wants to be in the entertainment industry. Like I said, it takes God, but it also takes a lot of hard work. So continue to encourage yourself, continue to love on yourself, get into therapy, but also get into some fun things. Like I love taking dance class, get into some things that make you feel good about yourself. And thank you for having me.
Chrissy, it was awesome having you on the show. We really appreciate that. She's beautiful, intelligent, and extremely talented. Make sure you keep tabs on what she's doing on Facebook as well as on Instagram. And then also check out, I'm going to be checking out some of the music videos. I can see you in a big budget film. I mean, I just see you in a film.
Yeah, I have a lot of movie ideas, and I'm working towards networking and kind of getting that out there. And so that's also, I didn't say that, but that is on my goal list, to get some big budget movies out there. But also through my own art, I have a lot of great ideas. So I really
Very good. We're looking forward to having you in the studio soon as our guest. She's so busy, but we'd love to have her on. We're looking forward to that as well. Join us on our next episode of The Sherrod Show. We're going to have the legendary Mr. Barry Manilow stopping by on the show, the icon, the man himself, Mandy, Could It Be Magic, and so many more. Then also join us in studio this Saturday. We're going to have the lovely Capri Compton stopping by on the show, and she has a book signing coming up as well. You don't want to miss her as well. And then Mr. Gerald Taylor. For Christina Pellerin and all those watching on the Sherrod Show, always remember, if you ever want to soar with the eagles, stop hanging around turkeys. I'm Sherrod. See you next time. Bye now.